I'm Matt Battiali. I'm the CEO of Quetzal Copper. We're brand new. We're so secret and so brand new that we don't even appear on the list of presentations. So you guys get an inside look. Went public in March. We got the permit to drill our Princeton project in September. We closed a $1.9 million financing at the end of December, made for a fairly frisky Christmas at my house. And the drillers are on site right now. So obviously we're going to talk about hopes and dreams, no guarantees. I love copper because copper is the new oil. Anything you want to do with electricity requires copper. If you want to wire any sort of electric motor, you can't do it with aluminum, you have to do it with copper. So that's what we like. The company is made up of a very strong technical team. So I have a background, I'm a geologist by education, but I went into finance. I got recruited out of a PhD program to become an analyst in this space in 2005. I worked as an analyst till 2020. My VP of exploration is a guy named Chris Lloyd. He is, if you close your eyes and picture an old Canadian expat geologist, you've got Chris, all right? He co-founded a company in Mexico. They sold it to Agnico Eagle after they made a pretty significant silver discovery. He is my backbone for all of our technical work. Charles Funk is the CEO of Heliostar Metals. Excellent company. If you haven't looked at that one, you definitely should. It's gold focused. He was the one who put these projects together. Excellent exploration geologist in his own right. And then we have Dr. Roy Grieg, who is he is one of my technical advisors. I'm going to go have lunch with him after I talk to you folks. And he's actually the former vice president of explorations for AMARC, and his claim to fame is that discovery hole of AMARC's, he was the guy that said drill here. So excellent technical team. And our goal was to leverage the bear market. So as I said, brand new, so very tight share structure. Just went public. You know, we have the money in the bank and the drillers are drilling. What we found was that in the bear market, there were lots of excellent projects that had lots of work done on them, but the companies that owned them couldn't raise money. So the one that we're going to focus on today is Princeton, but we have Big Kid, and Dot will probably be our second target this year. This is 5 kilometers from the Hud Bay Copper Mountain mine. It was in the hands of a private company who very painstakingly spent, I think, 18 years putting these little postage stamp claims together to get this land package. And in 2022, they pretty much ran out of money. And so we were able to strike a deal with them. The agreement is very straightforward. They got a big whack of shares in the beginning. We pay them about $120,000 a year to keep the ground. And then we have to put $15 million into the ground in 8 years. If we put $15 million into the ground in this project, that will make all the shareholders very, very happy. Right now, the plan is to test 4 targets that we turned up. So we took all the historical data. My team reprocessed all the geophysics. We remapped all the soils. And what we found was, in this area of British Columbia, and let me go back. So this is absolutely a great place to look for copper. You have producing mines up here. So this is Teck's Highland Valley mine. You have New Afton up here. Craigmont was a very high-grade copper producer. It's closed now. And then down here is Copper Mountain. This area, in terms of copper endowment, is outstanding. Everybody thinks about the Golden Triangle in British Columbia. I guess we're just too close to Vancouver. It's too easy to get to, so people overlook it. This is a great place to be in the world, a great place to work. My drillers told me there's about 6 inches of snow on the ground up there. Easy drilling, ground's frozen, so we can move all of our gear where it needs to go. It's all been logged, so all of our drill pads are on logging roads, so I don't have to cut down any forests. I don't need a helicopter. I don't need to build a man camp. This is a great place of the world to work. And as I said, it had a lot of historic work done on it. The reason that there's a lot of copper here is there's a gigantic regional fault that runs all the way from Copper Mountain, all the way up through, if you guys are familiar with Kodiak, right through that whole region. And these porphyries kind of sit like a necklace on that fault. what you want to find is a place where you have a secondary fault that cross-cuts it. Very simple reason is you have high pressure fluids that are carrying the gold and the copper. They need a place to get out. This is the plumbing, right? So you want to find the places where the fault's cracked. That provides the plumbing. And then if you have anomalous copper in soils and you have really, really good looking geophysics, which we have, then you got to put a drill on them. And that's what we found at Princeton. So I'm very excited to drill this. It did take a little while to get permitted. Started when we were a private company. It took about 2 years to get everybody online, but the First Nations there are now supporting us. We got the permit. So this is the first target that we're currently drilling. It's the only target on the property that's ever had previous drilling. In 1987, they lost 2 holes. If y'all are familiar with this part of the world, the glacial till there is very clay rich. It's really hard to get through that upper clay layer, and in 87 they couldn't do it. Our drill crew, no problem, but that one hole that went through, they got about 200 meters in, and it went off to the side of the main target. So you have this big geophysical pea or bean. These guys went off to the side of it, and they still found high levels, anomalously high levels of copper and gold. The question that we want to answer with this drill hole is this whole thing mineralized, right? We know that there's some there. We have pretty low grade, 10.5 meters at 0.18% copper isn't anything to write home about, but what it tells us is that there could be a porphyry here. And the question that we need to answer is, does the grade improve if you get in the heart of this thing, and is there scale? Because that's what you want. You're 5 kilometers from an active mine. If you can find the right grade and the right scale, this is a no-brainer. We're a 5 million market cap company. We're so secret we didn't even make the list of companies presenting today. So nobody knows about it. We trade about 100,000 shares a week. So you guys have a chance to take a flyer on a company with one drill hole that could tack a 0 onto its market cap. If we don't, and exploration is a high-risk game, remember, so if we don't have success there, we're going to move to Nob Hill. This has never been drilled. It has high grade at surface, so you can see it was trenched. They came up with numbers as high as 1.2% copper and almost 1 gram per ton gold. That's really good. So our geologic interpretation of this is we believe that this is a porphyry. We believe that when the fluids came up and settled in here, some of it leaked to surface, and that's why you get the anomalous grades in the trenches. Again, it's a very simple question. We're going to drill this anomaly. The question we need to answer is, number 1, is it a porphyry? Number 2, does it carry grade? And number 3, does it scale? A yes answer, again, we're 5 million market cap. I'm pretty excited about this. I'm like, you can't tell. I'm really 5'2", and this is all air because I'm excited. I'm just really fired up about this. As I said, we have 4 targets here. In our work, as we reprocessed the geophysics and compared it to the existing soils, what we found was that Nob Hill isn't by itself. There's actually a kind of an arc of anomalies that we want to test. So we named the lower part of this contact. This will get at least 1 drill hole, maybe 2. Again, you have till cover all over here, so when you see copper in soils, that's a good sign, but it's not a guarantee because the glaciers kind of bulldoze their way from north to south here. But when you can marry copper in soil and these geophysical targets, that's what you're looking at. The geophysics, you know, they're pretty colors, but really what they're telling us is that when you see the change in color, the rock is different. So the Aura is a great example. We really don't know what this is, but what we do know is that there's a massive change in the kind of rock from here to here. The interpretation of this is a cluster of porphyries. We don't know that. We want to test it with our drill, so that'll get 2 holes. So that's the whole story. That's what I wanted to present to you. The drillers are on site. We got about half of the first hole in the box. Nobody knows about us. We're 5 million market cap, 11 cent share. Take a flyer. I think you'll be happy. So thanks very much for your time.